Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yathapatakamo Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sankarajatam Sankana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Varijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sankara Lalita Shri Vishavitamscha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachadi Nivishesha Shriyavadi Praskachati Satari Shri Vishwanavi Devi Taita Kripandaya Krishna Sambandha Vigna Daini Gurave Namaha Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murti Vipralamba Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandana Mene Gaura Shakti Surupaya Rupanu Vivarayate Gauravira Bhava Pumastana Desa Sajjana Prayaha Vaishnava Savabhuma Jagannathayate Namaha Adharanastadam Dante Ramyasa Panapana Srimad Rupa Padamboja Dulecham Jam Jam Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Bhattaraguna Shri Jiva Gopala Dasa Raguna Echai Guru Karan Charana Vandana Devi Rasadistapara Chaitanya Charitam Bhoja Mukundalayo Bhaje Yesham Prasadam Machena Paramapya Bhavat Dugami Patimandasha Skala Pataya Gatiya Swakrupayasti Danena Shanta Shanta Vilambanam Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Bhavanebhyo He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavana Rishabhana Sutadevi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Again, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is our guru, he writes in one book called the Bhagavad. It's philosophy, it's ethics, and it's theology. So he writes in the book, he asks the question, do the spiritual masters who have left us give their mercy to the living beings? So he asked that question. Do the spiritual masters who have now left us give mercy? The word is kripa, mercy. And then he answers it by saying, the souls of great sages of bygone ages who now live spiritually often approach the inquiring soul and help guide him. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur asked the question, do the previous acharyas, gurus, associates of Lord Chaitanya, help the living beings, us, the conditioned souls. We are all conditioned. We're identifying with our body, our mind. Even though we've started the practice of bhakti, we're still conditioned. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur answers, he says, yes, that the souls of great sages of bygone ages who now live spiritually, they're still living, but they're living spiritually, often approach, he uses that word, often approach the inquiring soul, and help deliver them. So Srila Prabhupada is no longer physically present, and that is the word Tirubhav. Tirubhav means disappearance. Avibhav means appearance. So it was 39 years ago that Prabhupada disappeared. But to the sincere devotee, disciple, grand disciple, or great grand disciple, to those who are attached to Prabhupada, then Prabhupada is still present. Srila Prabhupada is still with us. Just like Krishna is with us. Krishna is in your heart. He's with you. He's with you. So wherever there is Krishna, there are his devotees, Vrindavan. And Prabhupada is an eternal resident of Vrindavan. And Prabhupada came here for this one particular mission, to start, as Prabhupada described, a Western sampradaya, a sampradaya in the Western world. Prabhupada said that. He said that we have started a sampradaya in the Western world, and then Prabhupada said, it is my joy, it is my success. It is my joy, it is my success. Prabhupada wrote this. He said this, wrote this. He wrote it in a letter, actually. So Prabhupada's contribution was this to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. His contribution to the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Saraswat Sampradaya was the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is Prabhupada's contribution, and we are members of that society. So he labored night and day to establish this mission. As we know from Satsvarup Maharaj's book, Prabhupada Lilamrita, Prabhupada preached in America for so many years, so many months, and then finally devotees started coming, and there was a natural progression. He first established ISKCON. So that was 50 years ago. He established ISKCON. The persons that signed on the memorandum as the trustees, they didn't even really know what they were signing. They didn't really know. They just signed it because Prabhupada told them to sign it. So then we had a society, ISKCON. And then Prabhupada gradually introduced more things. Initiation. So that was on September the 9th, on Prabhupada's appearance day, the day after Krishnastami in 1966. Prabhupada introduced for the first time in the West, initiation. First time ever. So now, of course, many of you are initiated. Prabhupada introduced it. And then a few days later, Prabhupada introduced the first Vedic wedding. It was a spontaneous affair, and he married two of his disciples. So now he's introduced initiation, he's introduced wedding. Janaki and Mukunda, first two. And then gradually, as time went on, Prabhupada introduced Sunday Love Feast. which we all love. When I think back to my early days, I can just think of those Sunday feasts with those massive samosas. I remember I was preaching in Ireland and I would hide the samosas, sometimes find one. It was cooked on Sunday, and find it on Wednesday and still be able to eat it. So Prabhupada introduced this whole concept of love feasts, prasadam distribution. And then, of course, previously Prabhupada had already introduced Back to Godhead magazine. I remember getting my first Back to Godhead magazine. I was at Liverpool University in 1972 and I saw a devotee. And I knew from the corner of my eye this devotee was going to come and approach me. And I knew what I was going to do, give him a donation. And I did. And I took that magazine and I put it in a very special place in my room. But I couldn't understand a word. I couldn't understand what was in it, but I knew it was special. So Prabhupada introduced BTG, gradually publishing books more and more, and then distributing books. So we started distributing so many books. In 1969, Prabhupada introduced in Seattle the Gaura Arti. So we started singing the Gaura Arti. In 1971, when Prabhupada was in India, he sang the song Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari in Gorakhpur. So this was the first time he ever sang it. So that caught on also. He introduced singing in this wonderful song, Jaya Radha Madhava. Then he introduced speaking of Sanskrit when we quoted the verses, and deity worship. Prabhupada resided in the Los Angeles temple and asked pujaris to come there. He would teach them deity worship. So gradually, step by step, Prabhupada took us higher and higher. He introduced the sannyas order and gave sannyas. He gave sannyas to approximately 65 devotees or disciples. So Prabhupada created this mission so it could nourish us. He gave us the books so we could read. Within this mission, ISKCON, there are so many activities, multifarious activities, to dovetail our particular propensities. So Prabhupada is the Acharya. Amongst many Vaishnavas, one may act as Diksha Guru. Of course, all Vaishnavas are Siksha Gurus. But one may act as Diksha Guru. Amongst many Diksha Gurus, there may be an Acharya. There's Acharya with a small a and Acharya with a big A. Prabhupada was Acharya with a big A. So we shouldn't think that the Acharya is frozen in the past. And in 1977 he passed away and he's like frozen. Like you go to Siberia and you find some frozen prehistoric monster. You know? No, the Acharya's heart is overflooding with love of Krishna. And although the Acharya of this category, Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, they're no longer physically visible or physically present, they're still able to reach out to us and help, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. They can approach the inquiring soul. So they can approach us and they can help us. They can guide us. So the Acharya is not frozen in time. His heart is warm, overflooding with love of Krishna. And we can approach Srila Prabhupada in different ways. We can approach the deity of Srila Prabhupada just like we approach the deity of Radha Radhanath. And we can worship the deity. We can associate with Srila Prabhupada by reading the Bhaktivedanta purports, and we should be reading on a daily basis. We can hear his lectures. Fortunately, we're living in the age of technology where we were able to record most of what Prabhupada said. So you can play tapes. You can play recordings of Prabhupada speaking. So you can approach him in that way. You can approach him by serving his representatives, his disciples, just like we appeared 500 years after Lord Chaitanya appeared. So in one sense, we've missed Lord Chaitanya by 500 years. I refer to Sakshat Darshan. What is Sakshat Darshan? Direct Darshan. We're having Darshan here, but it's not Sakshat Darshan. So many of you, actually I think all of you, possibly except me, you missed Prabhupada's presence by some years. But still, you can associate with him through sound, through serving, and through serving his representatives. So we're fortunate we have many disciples of Prabhupada, like Satsur Maharaj, others who've written biographies, their thoughts and remembrances of Prabhupada. So that momentum is still there. So it's very wonderful to be connected to such an advanced devotee. Krishna Parikar, an associate of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, no less. All the acharyas, if we look at their spiritual identities, Bhaktisiddhanta, Gokishore, Shri Radha Radhanath, Ki Jai. If we look at the spiritual identities, Gokishore, Bhaktivinoda, Jagannath Das, Babaji, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, Radharaman Chakravarti, Krishna Charan Chakravarti, Ganganarayan Chakravarti, Narottam Das, Gopinathacharya, Srinivasacharya. All of them are residents of Vrindavan. All of them. So Prabhupada also a resident of Vrindavan. And we can meet him again. We can personally meet him when we return to the spiritual world. So meantime, living in this material world, we should try to increase our attachment to him. And the way we can do this is by serving his mission, serving his deity form, serving his representatives, his disciples, hearing his voice, reading the books he wrote, that he worked so hard to read, to write. And this can increase our attachment. Lord Kapila Dev, in the third canto, he writes, every sane man knows that attachment to the material is the greatest entanglement. But when that same attachment is transferred to the devotees of the Lord, moksha dwaram upravate, moksha dwaram upavate, it opens the doors of liberation. So we want to transfer our attachment from mundane people, mundane objects, the house, money, South Africa, even our own family members. We just have them for a short period of time. By Krishna's grace, we have certain family members. But we have family members in our last life also. And even in this lifetime, we can forget our own family members. We get Alzheimer's, mental dementia, various mental diseases which are on the increase now. We can forget our own family members, amnesia, etc. So we transfer the attachment to personalities like Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda, and anyone who's helping us in that relationship with those said personalities. So we're fortunate, extremely fortunate. You're all grand disciples. Some of you are great grand disciples. And in the future, great, great, great grand disciples, so forth. But Prabhupada will remain this illuminating Shakti Vaishavatar, this personality who is empowered. There's one great devotee called Devaki Nandan. Devaki Nandan. And he wrote Guru Vandana. And in that song, Devaki Nandana, he wrote Gauranga Bhakta Gana Brahmanda Tarite Shakti Dara Jana Jana. That even one associate of Gauranga Bhakta, even just one Bhakta or one associate of Lord Chaitanya can liberate, has the Shakti, the strength to liberate this entire Brahmanda. What's Brahmanda? Universe, named after Brahma. So just one of these associates. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are many associates listed. Lord Chaitanya's associates, general, is 90. Lord Nityananda is 75. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates in Jagannath Puri, 37. These are all associates of the Lord, and these are just a few. So Prabhupada is also an associate of Lord Chaitanya, as was Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Gokishore, Bhaktivinoda. So they have the Shakti to liberate Brahmanda, this entire universe. And our job is to assist them. We can't. Alone, we cannot do anything. Actually, alone, we cannot even follow the four principles. But we can assist. So that's what we're doing. We're assisting Prabhupada, helping him distribute books, manage temple, Rath Yatra, Food for Life, so many things. And then Kripa comes. What's Kripa? Mercy. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta says mercy or Kripa is more important than endeavor. Kripa is more important than endeavor. We have to endeavor. We have to try. But Kripa is more prominent, more important. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta says, Krishna does not give himself. The devotee gives God. God does not give himself. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta spoke this. It was recorded by Sundarananda Vidyanod. It's printed in a book called Vaktravadi. 43 lectures by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. And one subheading is mentioned, God does not give himself. The devotee gives you God. So Prabhupada is giving us Krishna. And we in ISKCON now are assisting him in whatever service we've been asked to do, whatever service is delegated to us. We try to assist Prabhupada in doing this. So we should always remember this and feel very close to Prabhupada and not think that he is gone, finished. Not at all. Spiritual personalities are still present. They're still with us. We just have to have the eyes to see them. A materialist will see the deity of Radharanath and think it's just a doll decorated in nice clothing and will not bow down. We, practicing Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, will see the deity and think, yes, this is Krishna, but I haven't fully realized it. Krishna is not dancing and talking to me, but still I will bow down. And then gradually, as you become more advanced, the deity begins to smile at you. He will talk to you. In Kirtan, Lord Chaitanya will actually dance with you, as he did in the great festival at Kotori with Narottam Das Thakur. Lord Chaitanya came off the altar and started dancing. So it is a question of vision. So also seeing Prabhupada, feeling his presence. He is present. Otherwise this ISKCON could not continue. We would not be able to cooperate. without his Shakti and potency, we would not be able to sit around the table and not attack each other. So we are able to sit around a table and discuss things and cooperate. So this is due to the potency that Prabhupada is investing in us. He's giving us this potency. So please take seriously your relationship with Prabhupada. Of course, you also have to take seriously your relationship with your Diksha Guru as well. But you can approach Prabhupada directly, but you can also approach Prabhupada through his representatives, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru. So simultaneously, one, we can approach Krishna or Guru Prabhupada directly, but at the same time we have to approach through representatives. And representatives means temple president. It means GBC. It means Diksha Guru. It means Siksha Guru, etc. So thank you very much for this opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada. We have his, in 1976, I was given Prabhupada's kurta, silk kurta, by a sannyasi. So I kept it. And we can, as the other devotees will be glorifying Prabhupada, one of the ladies, we'll start with the ladies. They can just walk around and put it on your head and you pray. What you pray for. Try to increase your attachment to Prabhupada. Guru Nishta, faith. Guru Shraddha, faith in Prabhupada. What's the opposite of faith? Doubt. And many people have this doubt. We don't want doubt. So we want this Shraddha, this opposite, this faith. And this can take us back to the spiritual world. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai. Jagannath Subhaja Balaram ki jai. Nitai Gaura Hari ki jai. Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Gau Premanandi.